Hello YouTubers, welcome back to the shop. Project I got for you this week is a nice piece of cherry. This my neighbour of mine, he was cutting some down, he knew I turned wood, wanted to know if I wanted it, and I thought that I would turn it into a vase. This vase. Now I've never had a lot of luck with cherry in the past, turning it, but I've been talking online to a very talented wood turner from the northeast of England by the name of Jack Mack, and he's given me some advice on turning wet cherry. He said he's been turning it for most of his adult life as a professional wood turner, and I have to say I have taken his advice and it does seem to have worked. I am a member of the Hampshire Wood Turners Association. We have a meeting first Monday of every month down in the Railway Institute in Eastleigh. And every 3 months they have a club competition, and the club competition this month is to turn an object with natural bark on it. And I have left a natural bark rim on this vase. It's very difficult. I don't think I could have picked a more difficult wood to do than cherry, to leave a natural edge on it. It was such a wind up, it really was, but it's well worth it in the end. So, sit tight, watch the rest of the video, you'll see how I did it. Just go on my part off tool and try and get a tenon on that end so it's held nice and secure. So I've got a tenon on one end now, and I've got it held securely in my 4-jewel chuck, and I'm just going to rough it down now with my roughing gauge. It was quite funny because as I was coming around there, all that bark was peeling away, and as it was coming round it was whipping my hand, which was quite painful, I have to say. But when I pulled that bark off, that beautiful colour, that inner bark, beautiful yellowy green colour, really pretty colour. It's a shame I couldn't keep that on there. So it was just more of the same really, as I say, just coming with my roughing gauge, and I'm gradually taking that down. You can see from that the wood was quite oval in shape, and it was just cutting on 2 sides. That was quite a bit I had to take down to get it down to make it into a nice round shape. So now I'm coming in my 1/2-inch Q chisel, and this is me just roughly forming the shape of the vase now, and you can see already it's taking shape. The base of the vase is on the right hand side, and obviously the top of the vase then will be on the left hand side as you're looking at it. So just very quickly roughing that away, and the vase very quickly takes shape. That is quite a nice shape already, quite a classic vase shape. Just going to take a little bit of that off. I've taken a clean up cut through there, and that is 29mm, and that is 28mm, that's close enough. That's 55, and that's 57, so that's pretty close. So I've gone down through there with a forcing bit, and now let's go to doing some hollowing. Charlie dog just come check up on me. Charlie. See, clicking my fingers, she sits down. Any female in this household who does as I ask, so. And now to hollowing the vase. You can see here I'm using my homemade hollowing tool. That's got a 12mm carbide tip in it. This does cut very well. It's funny because you're using it and it doesn't seem to be doing very much, but it doesn't take very long until you've opened up a very big hole. I think it's because it chips the wood up rather than you're getting long shavings. I think because the small chips come out, it doesn't actually look like you're doing very much, but it was a very effective tool. It was very good for hollowing that cherry out. That cherry is very hard wood to turn, especially when you get into that dark wood. When you start hitting that, you can really tell the difference with the tool. So I'm trying to open up the top of the funnel here as much as possible, because I need to take away, obviously, right the way round the rim, so I have a cut edge all the way round. Right, I'm going to knock off the knights, but that, I've sand it down, that's quite wet in there. See the difference in the colour, still quite damp. That is nice and dry. Sand it up, some beautiful colour running through there. All those rings, those loops, different colours of orange, creamy white. Absolutely beautiful. Alright, so I'm getting on with the hollowing. Still got quite a bit left there to do. And that, hopefully by the morning that'll be dried. And I can get the sand that off. Beautiful piece of cherry. Come back, finish that in the morning. So as you can see, I've got my Hope hollowing arm set up here, and I'm just gradually taking this away. And this is what happens as you take, because that's oval, I want to take the rest of that away there, and as I do, that comes, you end up with what they call a bird's mouth. So it takes that away on the side there, and I should have a nice level piece of bark all the way around the outside there. So I'm just going to carry on hollowing that out, and I'll get back to you when it's done. That's finished with the hollowing. That's pretty much it finished now, so I just need to sand it down. Got a really sharp edge over in there. Will come through, so I need to very delicately sand all that off. Make sure I keep all that bark on there. And then what I'll do is I'll get my Dremel with a very soft brush in there and just polish all of that cherry bark up. Finish sanding it down and apply some sanding sealer. And that's it, pretty much done. And now for the sanding sealer. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Just polish that up. Well, I've gone through, that's off camera, I've gone through, I've sanded that down about 3 times now, and I've even broken out some brand new Abranet, because this is a competition piece and it needs to be absolutely perfect. I mean absolutely perfect, and I think I'm there now. I'm very pleased with the finish on there. So what we're going to do now, put a bit of polish on there. This top piece around there, I won't be able to do that by hand. What I'll have to do is get a buffing wheel on there and just do that bit separately. Just give that a shine. A bit of cloth. Make that speed up slowly. That is absolutely gorgeous. That's beautiful, it really is. That, my friends, is what we turn wood for. That's what I turn wood for anyway. Look at the grain pattern in there. It's absolutely beautiful. And all inside of here, that's gone ever so fibrous, and I'm really struggling to sand that down properly. Tried several different things and I can't get it to lay down. It just wants to tear up all the time. So what I'm going to do is just go around with some very thin CA glue. And then that will just stiffen all those fibres up. Once that's gone off, you see they're all it's all torn. So just give it a few minutes for that to dry. I don't want to put an activator on there. I'll just let it dry naturally. So that's just a thin CA glue. The tight bond thin, and that will soak right into there, and that'll stiffen all that up, stiffen up those fibres, and I should be able to go in and sand that down. So I just need to buff the top of the vase up now. Just smeared a bit of wax around the top. Well, there we go, YouTube. Another glorious day, I have to say, in my workshop. I am so pleased with that. Every now and again you turn a piece and you think to yourself, that is definitely a keeper. I love that. I think that's the colours in there, the shape of it, everything about that is beautiful. I've really enjoyed turning that. I'm so pleased with the finished result. Well, I hope you've enjoyed watching that video. If you have, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate it if you did. So that's been another pleasurable day in my workshop. Thank you all very much for watching. You take care of yourself, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.